And welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're now moving into our third and final segment for the morning. Woo! What a lovely morning it is, like a fun Friday.
I know.
Fun Wednesday.
Yes.
But let's move on into it. The Association for Protected Areas Management Organization, APAMO, they're in with us. We've got Aquila Flores is here with us. She's this is Aquila, Communication and Marketing Officer at APAMO.
Yeah.
Maria Pech is in with us. She's a park manager at Barquedier National Park. And my amigo Estevan Assi is here with us. He's a park manager, Mayflower, Bocawina National Park. Guys, good morning. It's so nice to have you in.
It's
good to be here.
Buenos dias.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So we have you two visiting from the south.
Yeah.
And here to tell us all about the national parks that you work with. But I wanted to just set the background from APAMO's perspective in terms of being a co-manager and working along with these different natural resources.
Okay, well, we are actually an umbrella organization,
Yes.
and we have 14 members, 2 of which are here today.
Okay.
And we're currently involved with a 3-year partnership with PACT,
Okay.
where the idea behind the partnership is to establish a resource center. We call it the APAMO Resource Center.
Okay.
And the idea behind the resource center is to provide various services to our members, to assist them with financial empowerment and management effectiveness. So some of these services include marketing, accounting, help them with proposal writing, and just general project oversight.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I want to start off with Barquedier Park. Let's hear about what you guys have there and what you do.
So Barquedier is located on the Hummingbird Highway, so just less than an hour away from Bellefontaine.
Yeah.
So it's easily accessible. You can just drive there. It's a perfect place for like a day trip. You're driving down the Hummingbird and it's easy to just stop by. So we have a really nice waterfall.
Yeah.
It's about 1,600 acres of like rainforest. So we have some trails. There's a really nice tiger trail that we call it. So it's a kind of like physically demanding trail, but I think lots of people like the challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everybody knows that driving down the Hummingbird, the view is very beautiful of the valley. So right there, it's actually on top of one of the hills, so you have like a different view.
Are there 2 entrances to the park?
There's just one main entrance.
Because there are multiple signs that you pass when you're going towards Dangriga. And so you see the sign that says Barquedier Park. How far is it from the roadside to go in?
The entrance booth is actually right next to the highway.
Okay.
So to go into like the waterfall and different trails, I'm just like the waterfall in specific is just about like 15 minutes walk. So that's why if you just want like a quick swim, a quick dip in like
Cool
really
down
refreshing
along the
water,
way.
it's like really, a lot of people stop along the way. So that's like the main attraction that we have.
And what do they go for the most when you're going there? I mean, one of the things that we must strengthen here is actually family visits, family togetherness. What do they go there for the most?
I think our main attraction is probably the waterfall.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice, small little hike. So it's easy for visitors. So we have lots of people like at an older age, like 60s, 70s going down there, to family groups going there. So it's very, it's very good for a different variety of people. So.
But most importantly, it is a protected area.
Yeah.
We get to enjoy the resources in terms of walking the trails or going to the park. But let's talk about what's protected in this area and what purpose it serves.
Well, so we have a lot of different things, right? So like I mentioned, it's a very large area of rainforest. So we have a wide variety of wildlife that we it's very hard to see maybe during the day, but we have some like camera traps that we set out in the park, and we always capture different kinds of animals, from jaguars to like small animals like the gibnut, the paca. So we have a wide variety of wildlife that we protect there. And we also, the national park houses the Barquedier subwatershed, which makes up the larger North Stank Creek watershed. So that watershed actually provides water to 3 communities in the area, namely Steadfast, Alta Vista, and Valley Community.
Cool.
Oh,
So it's the people's basically only source of potable water. So that's the main thing that we protect. So we do a lot of water quality monitoring to ensure, the people are getting safe and clean water. And we try to have that relationship with the people to to them to have some sort of ownership over the park, because we alone can't protect the entire area. We need like the buy-in from the communities and so forth.
Yeah.
So I think the watershed is the main thing that we try to protect because of the people and for their benefit mostly.
Of course.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you find in being able to maintain the protected areas?
I think, well, we have a lot of challenges we face, of course, but some of the main ones, you always try to promote environmental stewardship to the people, but there's always a few that maybe they don't respect what you're trying to protect, so you always have some encounters with illegal loggers, illegal hunters going into the park, and it's really hard for our rangers to enforce all of that entirely, so we always have those few encounters.
Yeah.
And of course, as a small community-based organization, as TACA, we have a very small staff, so the things that we can do are very limited somehow. So like the financial and the human resources are sometimes limited. So that's a challenge, but building partnerships with like other CBOs and with APAMO and PAC, that really helps in trying to achieve like our main goal of the protection of the
Is there an entrance fee to this?
Yes, so the entrance fee for Belizeans is just $2, and for foreigners it's $8. So it's a very small price to pay for everything that you can do.
The beauty of your country.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that Belizeans especially are taking advantage of the accessibility of Barquedier?
We do have a lot of Belizeans, but not as much as you would want to see.
Yeah.
So we always try to promote it to people in the area or from far to go and visit, be a tourist in your own country basically, because we have so much in our own country that we haven't seen yet, and that's it. It's a really small.
15 minutes to the waterfall. That's nothing.
Exactly.
And is it a rigorous hike or is it mostly flat?
The hike to the waterfall is mostly flat, maybe a few steps and here and there, but nothing too hard. Yeah.
What's your favorite spot in the protected park?
Good question.
My favorite would have to be, I think, probably the tower, because.
But we can't go there.
I'm sure you can.
Oh, we can go to the tower?
Yeah, it has a trail that you walk up to the tower, and there you could see. They refer to it as the Emerald Valley, in the area where you can see as far up to like the Caribbean Sea.
Oh wow!
So it's
Victoria Peak, you can see.
Yeah, on a clear day you can see Victoria Peak from there too. Yeah, so the view is absolutely amazing. So
when you speak, you see.
No. Okay, so
it's a must.
Waterfall and then the trail to the tower.
Yeah, that's the main attractions. Well, for me.
Okay.
All right. So if a family would go there and spend the entire day, do I have to take food? Do I have to take my own drinks? What do I have to do?
Yeah, you have to take your own food and your own drinks. You currently don't sell food or anything at the place. So if you're planning like a day trip, it would be advisable that you pack your lunch and so forth. But we try to promote that people don't leave their garbage behind. Take your garbage with you and all of that. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So let's jump
and
on
then
over.
let's head more south.
A few miles away, actually.
It's a bit further. To Mayflower, Bocawina National Park.
All right. Give us the inside scoop.
Well, thank you all for having us here.
Yeah.
It's always good to meet someone from the south.
Oh, yeah, me.
John and I graduated from Toledo Community College.
Yes, TCC.
So I'm currently the park manager at the Mayflower Bocawina National Park.
Yeah.
The park was established in 2001 for the protection and conservation of the Freshwater Creek and Northstone Creek watersheds.
Okay.
It is managed by a community-based organization called the Mayflower Bocawina Environmental and Development Group. And these are all volunteer board members, 7 of them from the buffer community of Silgrass. So what the park has to offer, we have 7 waterfalls. The most scenic being the Antelope Waterfall.
The Antelope Falls.
With a very great viewpoint where you can see Hopkins and the sea as well. Just almost 1,000 foot.
And it has a nice cold pool to the top.
And when you reach at viewpoint, you go another 3 to 5 minutes walk, and then you're all the pool, which is very rewarding at the end of the trip now.
Because it's not an easy hike.
It's not a real so you go it's a 45-minute trek, right, and going a bit uphill, and when you reach the base of the waterfall, it's like a 70 to 80% incline you go up, and so it's very rewarding at the end of the day. You also have moderate, which is lower Bocawina and upper Bocawina. You can practically drive all the way to a nearby coconut farm, and then you walk 15 minutes easy
to another waterfall.
Yes. Then you have Tears of the Jaguar, Big Drop, Pech's waterfall. These are more lengthy.
Tears of the Jaguar. That's a serious name.
These are more lengthy. So you got to come in early in the morning. And then that stems all the way to the lower Bocawina and upper Bocawina as well. So that would be like a 4 to 5 hour trip. So
that's for the hardcore hikers.
Yes, for the hardcore hikers. But you have a lot of people that want to do that, so they come in early and then do that within 4 to 5.
Well, it's natural for the human being to want the challenge of going somewhere.
We actually have some expats from Hopkins that come and do the trails, and they try to do at least 1 or 2 for the day. They come another day and try to finish it up. So it's like a challenge, it's a challenge that we want to do.
And it's in nature. That's the best part. Of course, it is a national park, and let's talk about some of the ecological value of this protected area.
So before I get to that, there's also the Mayan sites, some cultural heritage there. We have close to the camping grounds, the Mayflower ruins. That's two pyramids and 9 structures, and an aguada close by. So these were built around the 9th and 10th century. And on the Antelope Trail as well, you'll have Main Sunun. So our monks there are partly excavated, Of course, in the past, and the need for the protection of it, there was some looting going on around. So there was a need for protection of these sites. And also on Bird Loop, you have Tawits. So you have 3 main Mayan sites within the area there, all around the 9th and 10th century.
Right there at Bocawina.
Right at Mayflower, Bocawina. And sad to say that it's not on the map. If you go on the map and look at the Mayan sites,
it's not there.
It's not there, but if it was to be excavated, archaeologists say that it would be one of the biggest Mayan cities that you'll find.
Oh, wow.
Yes, in Belize. So there's some work to be done there, right?
Yeah.
So,
naturally, because the Mayans wanted to be close to all these beautiful waterfalls.
Right. So the watershed that we are protecting now, they go channel to Dog Creek, Freshwater Creek, which stems all the way into the main rivers, and into Commerce Bight Lagoon and Freshwater Lagoon, and then into the sea. So all of the going down that way, the people benefit from the water that we are protecting, right? We are also protecting species of the 5 cats. We have evidence of them within the park: the jaguar, the puma, the margay, the ocelot, right?
One more.
Jaguarunde.
Jaguarunde.
Yes. Right, sorry.
Don't let you off the hook like that.
No. Thank you. And then we also have, from 2015, thereabout, we have sightings of 2 troops of howlers, and they're still there. So that's evidence that, yes, we are doing great work at the Mayflower Bocawina.
And so what are the threats in your area?
Well, again, similar to other protected areas, we have illegal logging, illegal hunting. Maybe not as the magnitude like Vaca and these areas, but definitely we have this. And then we sort of are taking a proactive approach to that. We started a nursery within the area that we are going to plant trees along the buffer area to distinguish. Because many of at times when you meet perpetrators, when you have encounters, they'll say, okay, but I don't really know where the boundary is. So that is one way we are working towards that. Yes. Then currently, we have a conservation investment with PACT, whereby it's for the strategic development of the Mayflower Bocawina Park. So you're looking at 1, financial sustainability, and 2, the conservation and preservation of the ecosystems within the area.
Fantastic.
Right. So at the end of the day, we're looking at more community awareness. Again, like what Maria rightly mentioned, the buy-in from the community is really hard. You want them to have that stewardship, so you have to get in there. But we realize that it's hard to get to the older generation, so we have to penetrate from the youths. So a lot of community involvement, school presentations, much needed. We're looking at increasing enforcement. Through this 3-year project, we're going to have additional boots on the ground. Right. So more monitoring, more patrol. To emphasize that effectiveness of management of the PA. biodiversity monitoring with
Yeah.
UB, right? And then the financial sustainability aspect.
Yeah.
Currently, as MBED is, it's solely reliant on park revenues for the maintenance of, so keeping people there to working and so forth, which is somewhat challenging. Therefore, the need for this investment,
Of course.
Yeah.
right? So through this investment, we have been able to hire some human resources and the park manager, which is in myself,
Nice.
and working along with APAMO, the resource center now, to provide that oversight, that guidance when it comes to administrative capacity and financial capacity, right?
So you share the space, right? There's actually a resort on
Yes.
the property as well.
Yes. So I would like to make that distinction as well. You know, when people hear about Bocawina, they think the resort.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my man.
Yeah.
No, I really didn't think
So,
that.
so
And
no,
it's
no.
more an eco lodge than a resort. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's an eco resort.
Yeah.
So it is a 100-acre private entity within the park.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to get into politics of how that came
Yeah.
there, but definitely the park is it's 7,500 acres
Yeah.
around the 100-acre
But they do
property.
have a property there.
Yes,
The reason
yes.
I'm asking is because when you talk about funds, people might think
Yes,
that one
definitely.
generates for the other.
No,
but they're
the-
separate.
Yes, the park is solely maintained by the community-based organization, and we are dependent right now on park revenues. The resort is a private entity, and we are looking to strengthen the relationship with them.
course,
Right?
yeah.
Yes, definitely. We are neighbors, and then there are ways and means we can work that out.
Of course.
Excellent,
Of
yeah.
course. Excellent.
For the benefit of both.
Yeah.
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 And so just talk, about how APAMO helps in being able to get all the agencies in executing their duties and offering additional assistance as well. He talks of a resource center.
Yeah, so right now the APAMO team is comprised of the ED, myself, the communications and marketing officer,
Yeah.
a finance officer, project officer, and admin assistant, and we all pull together in order to provide these services for our members. For
Yeah.
instance, we're currently setting up an accounting system for Mayflower, Bocawina.
Nice.
We're halfway through the first year of the 3-year partnership, and it's pretty much just setting the foundation. So having the accounting system, having some workshops, and just laying the general base in order to move forward effectively.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. And with Mayflower Bocawina, let's talk about accessibility to the public. And I
Okay.
think this is
Yes.
because
Yeah.
we need to know how important it is. We've got all these beauties across our country,
Yeah.
but is it accessible to us?
Definitely, it's an easy reach. I mean,
right outside that.
mainly public transportation at the moment. We're located in Silgrass, so if you're coming up from Punta Gorda, just past Silgrass, it's 2 miles. Or if you're leaving from Dangriga, coming due south, then it's 17 miles. You're
It's
on
just
the
a
paved
short
road.
way into the southern
And
highway.
when you get to the entrance now, it's 4 miles in.
Okay.
On paved road, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
so the drive on that 4 miles would be around 15 minutes in drive. Yeah.
Excellent.
And we have a lot of people going there. I think for the year we are doing at least for now, and we want to increase that because then again we look at the sustenance, the financial sustainability of the park. We are about 12,000 non-residents visiting per year, and 10% of locals.
Oh.
So there is a big gap, and we want to at least triple that.
Yes.
So, and we'll be doing that through the constant awareness of the public.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. You know what? There are a lot of people who are visiting home around this time of year. They come home to be with family.
Yeah.
They're always looking for new places
To
to
go,
see.
yeah.
We're so rich with natural resources. And so definitely we hope that they take the adventure route and go to your individual institutions.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Mayflower Bocawina National Park,
And-
which is on the southern highway. It's when you turn into Dangriga if you're coming from Belize City, just 17 miles in. Barquedier Park, which is an hour outside of Belmopan. Both are easily accessible. Both have waterfalls to access and a great time to be had in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I want to take this time to extend an invitation to the general public, Belizeans who listen. On the 21st Eve, we're going to have a torch run and a tree lighting ceremony at Silgrass for MBNP, specifically again geared towards keeping our patient informed, our community informed, more buy-in as to why we are protecting this, We're looking at long-term investment, right? And then on the 22nd is the Mayflower National Park Fair Day, whereby we're inviting schools, partner organizations to display their efforts in protected areas. They are doing in protected areas.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
you're on a holiday, you want to stop by, feel free to drop in. Entrance is free to the public, and we're going to have activities at least for the day.
You know, we like free.
Well, yes, yes, definitely, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for
Thank you.
dropping in.
Excellent.
Of course, this is a collaborative effort. You work along with APAMO and PACT. And, you know, it's good to know that the work continues in maintaining or protected areas. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We are going to go ahead and take that final break now. When we come back, we'll have our wrap up, so stay tuned.